Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the DI Feed Rundown. We have a great show for you today, but first off, I just want to say thank you to everybody who watched the first episode, gave us comments, and we really appreciate all the support we've gotten over the last couple of weeks, and it's just been so much fun to hear from y'all. But I want to talk about episode 2 today. So, first off, we're going to have this. This is the cold open, which we're going to have every week, just me explaining the show. Then we're going to have our intro. Then we're going to have our monologue, which is pretty much we pick a topic and we give a take on it, and y'all let us know whether you like the take or not. Today's topic is group chats. Then we're going to go into our meme of the week. Then we have a very special guest. We have Chase Mitchell coming to talk about the hit Apple TV series Silo. Then we're going to give some DI feed updates, have a stand-up clip for y'all from a couple weeks ago, and then we're going to close it out with the quote of the week. So we're very excited for today's episode. Stick around. We'll be back. Hello everyone, welcome to a new little thing we are calling Topics, where every week we'll choose a topic and give you a take on it, and you let us know whether you agree with the take or not. Now this week's topic, we are going after group chats. Now group chats are an amazing thing. It's the best way to keep up with like a big group of friends. Like I keep up with all my buddies from high school, all in a group chat. It's amazing, but there's some group chats I wish I wasn't on. Like for example, like my family's group chat. I love my family, like my close family, I'm glad I'm on that group chat. But the big family group chat I sometimes wish I wasn't on because it's a pretty depressing group chat. Like the only time it really gets any attention is when somebody dies or is almost dead. Like it's never a positive experience. And but also though, the one thing about those like family group chat with like kind of like the old people on it is old people always text like an email, and so they'll send it like very formal. And it's always like sincerely blah, blah, blah. So even if you don't have like the number saved, you still know who it is, which is always interesting to me. But then, so there's the big family group chat. Then there's that group chat with your friends that you don't really participate in, but it's just kind of fun to be an audience member of. Like the other day, one of my buddies, sent an article about Dak being the 6th best QB in the NFL. And in a group chat full of college boys who all have an opinion on sports, it got very heated. Now, I'm going to read you one of the texts that came up. So it went from Dak being ranked top 6 to being ranked the playoff wins naturally. And here is what one person in the group chat said. Mark Sanchez butt fumble has 4 playoff wins, more than Dak. Now, I just like how we refer to Mark Sanchez as butt fumble. For those of you, like if there are any girls watching who don't know that reference, look up Mark Sanchez butt fumble. It made a childhood. It was amazing. So there's that. But then there are group chats that, let's just say 2 people just talk directly to each other using the group chat because they're too lazy to press 2 buttons to text individually. Like sometimes I'm on a group chat and 2 people, they're just saying the same things to each other. And I'm like, I don't need to be on this. Just text individually. Like if you're at a restaurant and you just need to tell somebody one thing, you just need to tell one person one thing, would you shout it to the whole group? No, you would just go over and tell them privately. Now do that if you do text together on a group. If you just text a person on a group chat, just don't do it. All right, that is this week's DI Feed topic of the week. If you agree with this take, let us know. If you don't, let us know. We're happy you're here and have a good one. So that is it for this week's topics. Now we're going to move on to our next segment called Meme of the Week. But first, we would like to recap of what happened in the World Cup final day between Spain and Argentina. Here it is.
I am a god, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied by that.
So that is it for today's Meme of the Week. Now we're moving on to the next part of our episode. We're very fortunate to have Chase Mitchell talk about the hit Apple TV series Silo with us. Now Chase is a very passionate Silo fan like I am, and we were very happy to have him on to discuss the latest episode and what we think might be going on in future episodes. Now everybody, give you a round of applause for Chase Mitchell. Hi everybody, welcome to the interview we have for you today. Now, we are very excited to have Chase Mitchell. Chase Mitchell is my cousin, but also one of my just best friends in the whole wide world. And we've bonded over the last couple of years over the hit Apple TV series, Silo. Chase, thank you for joining the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. I will say all the stories you've heard, they are true, but over to you, Drew. Let's get started.
Yeah. Okay, so Chase, so you came with us to talk about Silo today. So
I did.
First off, episode 3, crazy episode.
Yep.
Just kind of thing. So my big thing is, like, what have you thought about the Prelude conspiracy so far? Like, do you think it's like the purpose of how the Silo started, or do you think it's like showing more of how like the memory eraser drug works, or do you think it's a combined? What do you?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, dude, it's been a wild first couple of episodes, like a lot of unanswered questions, a lot of conspiracies that you can easily talk about, With the Prelude, I mean, I kind of lean on two things. I feel like Daniel is going to be a huge part in this. I feel like they're going to use, because he was a huge part in building that drill out in New Orleans. So I feel like they're going to utilize what happened to his sister and like try to get more information. Like he's going to want more information about what happened to her. And in order to get that out of him, they're going to be like, hey, you should like join our team, help us build the silo, essentially. So that's kind of like theory number one. They're going to use his technology, his, I guess, resources that he has to outreach to the people to then build these silos. And then the second thing, what was the other one?
The memory.
Yeah, the memory. Yeah, it's weird because obviously we see Camille with bringing in vitamin D plus, We don't know what that means. Is it going to actually be effective? Are they going to do it? Obviously, it's worked enough on Rebecca Ferguson and then maybe even Lucas Kyle if they've controlled him or not. That's another story down the road.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like it was almost like, how would they get these people into the silo? Maybe they had to try it out beforehand before getting people into the silos. So was this vitamin D effective beforehand? I don't know. A lot of unanswered questions, but exciting stuff so far.
So another thing I have for like kind of for us just watching, because the servers that it's going, I don't know what's going on with that. Like you see what it's trying to do, and it's just I just have like my mind just kind of going, is there somebody behind that? Because like in the first season, you kind of like you didn't really realize till later in the season that there's these people in these rooms watching everybody, kind of creepily, honestly, and then. And so I'm just figuring like, is it going to be like a Wizard of Oz type of situation, or like it's just baffling me. So I want to hear your take on it, Chase.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think their goal was Wizard of Oz. I'll be honest, and I'm not trying to discredit you at all, But I think it's weird because it's like I almost think it's either like, well, keep in mind the servers are the only people that know the present and the past. They're the only people that know, right? Camille obviously leans on them a lot. I feel like it has to be not people run essentially, because like I feel like the people that invented the silo, whoever that might be, right? They didn't want this to be like people are they can get judgy and they like thinking a lot of options and stuff. They wanted something that was just like what's going to happen. It tells you kind of what to do, right? So I feel like it kind of has to be like that AI run. Like I feel like that would make more sense. The other option it could be is like, let's say like, how there's 18 silos, at least that we know, right? And they did mention that there's six that have recovered, like if like something went bad, right? So maybe like silo 1 is like run by like the government and stuff. So it's almost like the head people and they're the ones communicating. Maybe that's kind of an extended one. I feel like it has to be like AI run essentially, like that just makes the most sense, because then it's not like logical thinking. It's just like what makes the most sense if a safeguard procedure.
Yeah, well, I like what you said about being like kind of logical, because it doesn't really seem to have any human emotion behind the decision making. Because like when you see the servers, it's always bringing up like stats and graphs about like, oh, they've served their purpose. Like no human talks like that, and so that's kind of something. Also, like as we talk about, so at the end of season 2 or end of season 1, start of season 2, when Juliet leaves to kind of go to the other silo, she can see all the others. So I know you mentioned that 6 have recovered. How many do you think have like gone dead? Do you think there are a couple that are dormant, or do you think they're like connected in a weird way? Do you think that like 12 of them have already gone like rogue, or do you think that that like let's just say that something like that?
Yeah, I feel like it's not the main concern for what that they're trying to get at. They're not like trying to
Mhm.
want us to focus on like how many have gone dead and how many have not. I think it's more focused on
Yeah.
like what's going to happen next, what happened before, how do they get there, and then how is Juliet, Camille, how are they going to bring this silo to itself if that's. But I mean, I feel like yeah, it's as you saw with Silo 18, like, and Silo 17 went dead like not too long ago. Like it's easy for a silo to go down. So I feel like
Yeah.
with when they said 5 or 6, whatever it was, silos that are still around, like I feel like that's probably the most that there will be. But I don't even know if they'll touch on that. I feel like there's just so many unanswered details that they'll probably focus on rather than what silos are left. But maybe it's a big factor and we just don't know it. Maybe
Yeah.
they're downplaying it. I don't know. That's the fun part about it.
Yeah, it's well. There's so many unanswered. That's the thing I love and hate about this show is they bring up so many things you want to know,
Yeah.
but then they don't tell you. It's very, very
Yeah.
aggravating.
So the last thing I wanted to touch on with the last question you said is like you said, it's not like people driven, with the servers. Like they said, like they'll initiate the safeguard if they have to. Like they are just like let's keep this safe as much as possible. And I feel like that's just not very like people driven. So I feel like it's like the safeguard procedure is just like if things are going bad, wipe the memory of everybody and they have the ability to do it or even kill everybody if needed, like if it gets that bad.
Well, speaking of the memory, that was a great point. So they're talking about the
Yeah.
was it the vitamin D that they're trying to implement
Yeah.
so everybody will forget about like Juliet and all
Yep.
that. Do you think? I was wondering because it's obviously going to be a big topic point for the rest of the season. Do you think that will be effective, or do you
Yeah.
think there's going to be like something they figure out and avoid?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it definitely was effective in the past, right? Like, it's kind of crazy that they just kind of can put it in the water streams and it just
Yeah.
becomes effective like over time. It's kind of crazy. Like I feel like it had to have been effective. Like I feel like with where they have gone and like how they've kept it safe, the silos, at least a couple, like for how many years it's been, we don't even know. Like I feel like it had to have been effective. They probably tried it in the past and the people that were in the silo were the safer people or whatever, people that like the drug worked on or something, whatever
Yeah.
it might be. I don't know, but I don't feel like the vitamin D will be effective for Silo 18. I feel like there's going to be a way around it. Either Juliet gets her memory back and pushes against it, or Camille ends up not doing it at all, or Robert Sims even comes into play, because that's another thing too. So
Yeah, that's a great point. In the last episode, like they're talking about like Juliet's search for Lucas Kyle. Obviously, it seems like a big deal, but the servers and everybody didn't seem like they didn't seem worried about it. I was curious, what is kind of like your take? Do you think Lucas Kyle's like role is like very diminished because we saw he's alive, but it doesn't seem that
We did.
he's like it's like that fear. It's not feared
right.
as people make it out to
And
be.
what's crazy too is, and they haven't touched on it yet, and I hope they do, but it's like when Lucas Kyle was escaping, running away after he had saved Juliet, and there was that like underground tunnel through the houses, like a bunch of different, like I hope they explore
Yeah.
on that. But I mean, Lucas Kyle's
Yeah.
role, I feel like he probably wants, because it's tough because Camille and Robert Sims don't know what he knows. He only told the previous mayor, right? Like what he knew. Like that's the only one he told about the safeguard procedure, right? So it's almost like I feel like when things went down, which I hope they'll talk about kind of what happened when Juliet came back in, right? But I think when things went down, they probably were able to control him with similar to that they were to Juliet, right? And then they probably realized he doesn't know as much as we think. Where's a safe place to put him? In the mines. And then I feel like they still feel like they have all the power because they can control him, and that's why they did the rat poison, right? Was to try to eliminate him because they realized
Yeah.
that Juliet was like, wait, I need to find this guy. They're like, okay, now he's a threat. Let's just eliminate him. So I don't know. I feel like he's got to be he's got to be a vital role. What does he remember? I don't know. That's the part that we're gonna hopefully find out soon.
Yeah, there's just so many unanswered questions we got.
Yeah.
So they talked
Yeah.
about Juliet. The servers talked about Juliet serving her purpose on the silo. Now, it brought up a question for me that I wanted to ask you. Do you think Juliet will live?
I mean, you have to think so, right? I mean, she's
Yeah.
just the star of the show, right? What I'm more curious about is and sorry if you have not seen season 3, just heads up in case, or episode 3, but Camille ends episode 3 saying she's going to kill Juliet. But what's
Yeah.
funny is she literally, like 2 minutes prior, had said that she admired her and that's why she helped her. So I almost think it's going to be funny or interesting to see if Camille actually goes through with that. How Robert Sims is going to play with that, because I almost feel like with how they ended episode 3, they're going to like kind of split off because they're kind of disagreeing on memories, and I don't think he approves of her vitamin D plus into the stream. She's kind of taking this like on herself and not kind of getting other people involved. So I feel like that's gonna almost, make her go crazy or have to rely on the computers and stuff too. But it's funny because if you look back at season 2, Camille betrayed Robert Sims. So now it's almost like, are the roles going to be reversed? Is Robert Sims, because he just wants to make memories with his son. So will Juliet live?
Yeah.
I don't know. The silo as it had throughout seasons in the season or through season 2, Juliet lives. I have to believe it, I have to believe it.
Yeah, I have to believe it. Yeah. Chase, I just want to say thank you for joining the show today and giving us your take. We really value your insight. Thank you for also being one of the first supporters of the iFeed. We were very appreciative of that and always helping out with that. So we just want to say thank you and hope you have a great week, dude.
Thank you, Drew. I appreciate it. And you're welcome for all the viewers to come.
Once again, big thank you to Chase Mitchell for joining us today. Now we're moving on to a new little thing we call DI feed updates. Now the DI feed updates are just a very simple, brief rundown about what's going on the platform. So this week we added a notification system for all of you. Now the notification system is meant to work like it would on any other platform, where if somebody likes your post, follows you, you are notified and it tells you, so you have the option to follow them back or see it. So we added that this week. It's a little shaky. If you see any issues with us, please reach out to us on our social medias or just reach out on this show's comments in general. So thank you for doing that. We also noticed on the conversation board there was a private feature that didn't work, so we took that away. A DI feed is a public platform. What we mean by that is everybody should see what you're putting on there. There's nothing hidden from anybody. So we took that feature away. That is it for this week's DI feed updates. Thank you for joining DIFeed.net, and we hope you have a great week. Now, today is the end of the World Cup. Now, we were very sad to see all the people who came to America leaving. Now, I want to share with you a brief interaction I had with some British people back about less than a month ago. So here's the clip. Does anybody know who's won more national championships now? All the Brits back there, do y'all know who won? No. Yeah. Figured. When's the culture? It's time to close out the episode. Now, we like to close with a quote of the week just for a little inspiration, and hopefully y'all like it. Now, I'm going to read to y'all this week's quote of the week. It's by Conan O'Brien, a personal hero of mine. He goes, "Nobody in life gets exactly what they thought they were going to get. But if you work hard and you are really kind, amazing things will happen." Now, this is a quote that I always try to live by. I hope y'all enjoy it. Thank you for watching this episode. We really appreciate it. We know it's new and maybe a little bit bumpy, but we appreciate all your support and feedback, and we hope to see you next time. Have a great week, everybody.